Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm so honored to have Brandon Doughty, drummer of Serling, here on the channel. How you doing, Brandon? Say hi to the guys.
Hey, I'm well. And thank you for saying my last name correct. Honestly, a lot of people in the States don't even get it right. So thank you.
Wow. Wow, cool, cool. That's nice. You look good, by the way. Nice shirt.
Oh, thank you. It's new. My wife buys clothes for me and dresses me, so I can't take credit. She keeps me fashionable because I don't really understand fashion.
I completely understand, man. We're similar, right? Same here. I'm not really a fashion dude, so
I
I can
just wear
definitely
all
relate.
black band shirts, black skinny jeans. That would be my outfit every day. Yeah.
I completely understand, man. All right. So, Brandon, I have some questions for you because
Yep.
this is something that I've always, wanted to do for a while now. Bring it to the channel, and I'm so glad that you finally availed yourself to be interviewed on the channel. So, I have about 10 questions for you.
Okay.
So, yeah, the first question I have for you is, I just want you to tell the guys briefly about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So I let's see, I'm 30 years old now. I started playing drums around like the age of 12. So more than
Wow.
half my life now I've been playing drums. I'm a self-taught drummer. I uh
Cool.
I did play like in a school band and stuff later on and kind of learned to read music, but honestly, my grandmother just bought me a drum set and I just used to play music on the radio and just like try to mimic it. Like that was basically how I
Mm,
taught myself to play
mm,
drums. Like I'm
mm.
just gonna repeat what I hear, and even to this day, and kind of with the writing style of Serling, I just listen to what I create. If I create something on a computer, or even if I want to cover a song, I listen to it, I learn it, and I just sort of replay it like that. So, really, really self-taught in terms of just in terms of my playing style. Always played metal music, but I do play classical jazz and stuff now. But it's just like, I mean, I started listening to metal music really young. Metallica was like my first influence as a young
Yeah, yeah.
kid. It was like in elementary school, like that's what got me into like the style, I guess, and heavy music. So, you know, it just sort of took off from there, and just all my buddies and I always wanted to be in a band. So we just played in small bands growing up, and I mean now Serling is probably the most successful thing I've ever been in terms of like reach and whatnot. So I'm happy with how it's all progressed and how we've gotten here.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, Metallica has been like more of the gateway for almost everybody into metal. So
Yeah.
I completely understand, man. All right. My next question for you. What inspired your love for metal?
Um, what inspired my love for metal? Um, I mean, it was really, I don't know, just the energy that you
Mm,
get from listening to it. Like, honestly, probably my best friends too were a big influence. Like, I had two older friends who were like neighbors. They loved metal music. And so I wanted to be like them essentially. They were basically like my brothers. And so I took a liking to it. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, you get different energy from different music and different artists. I mean, sometimes when I'm
I
playing
agree.
sports, I'll listen to hip hop, I'll listen to rap, trap, I'll listen to whatever has a solid beat to get me in the rhythm if I'm playing sports. But like, you know, I don't know, metal music was just like it just helped bring my energy up. And honestly, I can say I've played in, like classical concerts and stuff. There's nothing like the energy of being on stage and playing
Mm,
metal music.
mm,
And the
mm. I
crowd
see.
being into it, jumping around, like really just seeing people lose it to your music, because
Yeah,
or
right.
even
That's
even like
true.
you and reactors, like you and Hardcore Keem and others have reacted to our music, and even seeing those, it's like you don't get that energy other places.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah, true.
I don't know, I
True,
just vibe
true.
with it.
That's true. That's true. I can totally relate because I've been in a concert a few times because we organize concerts here. Though our concert is nothing compared to the states and other countries that metal has had this wider reach. But here we try to, at least the few metalheads here, we try to organize something so we can come together,
Yeah,
and headbang and mosh. So that feeling when it comes up on the speakers, like you just can't help it. Especially when the
yeah,
breakdown hits and all, you just lose it, man. So
oh yeah, oh
yeah, it's
yeah.
something you have.
Actually,
It's something you have no control over. So it's something I can
You,
totally
you
relate to.
brought up you brought up something I want to ask you. Who's like the biggest artist that's come around where you live that like you've gone
Um,
to see?
Actually, we don't really have, much of a metal bands here. Most bands here are more of the alternative rock, indie stuff like that.
Okay.
I think the only band that's like very heavy and close to metal is a band called One Last Autograph. These guys are
Okay.
more of a post-hardcore, they're more of a post-hardcore slash metalcore band. So they kind of alternate between, both genres. Like they're super good, super good.
Hey, if they're online, I'm gonna check them out.
All right. I think that they should be definitely. All right. So,
Excellent.
yeah. So my third question for you, how long? Okay, yeah, you already touched that. I was gonna ask you how long you've been playing drums, but you said earlier that you've been playing drums since you were like 12. So you already
Yep.
touched that. So skip that. I'll go to the next one. So what influenced Serling to become a mathcore band? Because I've always wanted to ask, because you don't get to see a lot of mathcore bands around. I know there are lots of mathcore bands on the internet, but like it's not really a genre that a lot of people pay attention to. If you know what I mean.
Yep.
Like it's got its own unique sound and style. A lot of notes and distortions, and I don't know a lot of
Yep.
people cannot comprehend that. So I just want to say like, what is the influence? I made you guys choose that genre.
Yeah, I mean, my guitarist and vocalist Caleb was the big influence on that. Like he has been into bands like, Psyopus, The Chariot, Danza, he like grew up on stuff like that. So when I first ever started jamming with him, I was really only playing like 4/4 time signature hardcore metal music. He really opened my eyes to like, hey, there's bands out here that you're not giving a shot because they're not totally 4/4, but I think you'd really dig it. And just the more I started jamming with him, the more I actually started listening to those bands. Like honestly, Tony Danza, Tap Dance Extravaganzas, like I love them now. I used to hate them because I couldn't
Mm.
comprehend it. Kind of like you said, I just
Yeah,
didn't get it.
exactly.
I was like, I can't listen. Now I guess as I've just progressed listening to music,
Progression,
it's
yeah. Progression,
over
yeah.
and I started hanging out with more people. Bobby, the vocalist of 30 Seconds Go, he was another one that introduced me to just a lot of bands and that just I was sort of like, this is really cool. Like a breakdown that's in 5/4 time signature instead of 4/4 can still hit just as hard if you listen to it hard enough. So I don't know. It was just like Caleb was really the driving force and he just helped me get better. He really like I wouldn't be where I am without him because he just opened my eyes to so much and made me sort of branch out from what I was comfortable with. And so
Mm.
I just started listening to more of that music and I was like, I think we can do this. And it's been going well so far. So I think mathcore is like anything, it's different, but the more you listen to it, the more you can kind of start to appreciate it. Or for some people, they just never end up liking it, and that's fine too.
Mm, yeah, preference, right? Preference. So, I do dig mathcore though, but it's not like really, my thing that much.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm more of a metalcore, deathcore fan than I am of
Yep.
mathcore. There's some mathcore bands that I dig, like Psyopos you mentioned earlier. Those guys are very sick. We got
Yep.
The Dillinger Escape Plan too. You should know
Oh
them.
yeah.
Yeah, one of the most popular, mathcore bands to ever exist. You guys as well too, and I've been digging your sound a lot. Also reacted on your songs too, a couple of times on the channel. So,
Yeah. Which thank
I've
you. We appreciate that.
yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I just thought to myself, I just need to bring you guys to the channel because you guys have this, mark in me that I just cannot help. You guys are fucking amazing. And the
Thank you.
crazy thing is, most of your songs are like very short, but how you're able to, bring all of those components and make it melodic at the same time is just crazy, really. For a song, to have that, short length and still sound as heavy and brutal and melodic at the same time is just mind blowing. Like it leaves you wanting more. And
Thank
most of the
you.
time, I just hate that it ends too quickly.
Yeah, that's why we had to do 13 songs in our full length because if full length would have been like 10 minutes if we had cut it
Yeah.
shorter. So yeah,
Right,
we just needed
right.
more songs. But thank you. I appreciate those compliments. It really means a lot.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome, man. So my next question for you: how long has Serling been existing as a band?
So I would say when COVID hit the States in 2020, Caleb and I were in some other bands. And then I would say probably early 2021, all of our bands were just like not working well. Like we had anywhere from 4 to sometimes 6 members in a band. And we were like, you know what? There's just too much going on. There's a band is tough anyways because you have all these people that have all these ideas and you need to mesh well together. Caleb and I have been jamming together for years, and so finally, like spring of 2021, I said to him, "Hey, what if it's just like you and I and just no one else?" He was like, "All right, what are you thinking?" And I said, "Well, we know that both of us are huge Twilight Zone fanatics." I said, "What if we just sort of let's make something a little different, let's base a band totally off our favorite television show and let's just do it. You and I, we don't need anyone else. We can do what we finally wanted to do." And so he agreed. So we it was really like spring, summer 2021, and we put out our first EP late summer, I think it was late summer 2021, and pretty much been existing since that time. I mean, it's only been maybe a year and a half now. We got 3 releases out there, and we got a 4th coming on the way. So we're just with 2 people and just being able to just hyper focus on what we want. It just more cohesion, less BS, and we can just pump out music. So yeah, I think it was really like just COVID and dealing with all the other bands we were dealing with that we finally said, let's just do things on our terms and how we want to do it. And he liked my
Uh,
idea. So
uh,
yeah, only about a year and a half now, I'd say.
yeah, that's super cool. And you'd be even more happier because you're doing something based on what you love. Like bringing out the title of the band from a movie you guys love so much or a TV show that you guys love so much. Basing your songs from the themes from that TV shows that you guys love so much. Like it's
It makes
you
it
guys kind of
fun, that's
you
for
guys
sure.
kind of yeah, you brought it personal, and that's awesome, really awesome. That's super
Yeah.
cool, and I'm impressed about how much of releases that you guys have, despite the short time that you've been around. It's just awesome. Space of I think almost 2 years now, you guys have released so many songs. It's just amazing. A lot of bands cannot keep up with that. You get bands who have been around for like 5. No, I'm serious. You get bands who have been around for like 5 years and probably they just have maybe one EP and that's it. So it shows
Yeah.
that you guys are very very hardworking in what you do, and that's very impressive. That consistency, that's what matters a lot.
We definitely try to be. Yeah, and I got to give props to Caleb. He's got his own recording studio. Like he pumps away. Like he is a major backbone of this project and getting music out. And I would be nothing without him. So I got to give him all the props in the world. He's definitely a big part of that.
That's nice, and I hope he's gonna see this video because I'm pretty sure he's gonna be happy,
Oh,
hearing
he
you say
will.
this.
He will.
All right, awesome, awesome. All right. So my next question for you: your latest album, Next Stop Willoughby. How has it been met by your fans globally and even those listening for the first time?
I mean, I sort of talked about how long I've been playing music. It has been the most well-received album I've ever released, truthfully. Um, I haven't been in anything, very big, I would say. Serling is really the biggest thing that I've done in terms of reach. Our album, just seeing that it had over 30,000 streams on, at least on Spotify. I'm not speaking of the Spotify numbers, but I was just like, holy crap. Like, I never expected that many album streams to happen. And, we're just a mathcore band based on a television show from the 50s and 60s. So it's been listened to. I think Spotify numbers were like in over 100 something countries. And so it's just like, wow, like even if that's just one person, it's something, I'll take it. One
Yeah,
person is better than
yeah,
nothing. So, you
yeah.
know, it has been very well received. We have gotten really the biggest feedback that we get or criticism, I should say, is some people aren't totally digging the mix of the album. We mix everything ourselves. I mean, really, Caleb does. We also had this master by our buddy Josh from the band Crisis Actor. We went for a specific sound. Some people, aren't totally into it. They're not saying we're bad or anything. They're just like, I think you could use a better mix. But, overall, I mean, it's been very well received. People love the breakdowns. People love the features that we've had. It's just like, it's gone really well, and it's still to this day we get new people that discover it and they're like, I'm so happy that this exists. So it really means a lot to hear stuff like that.
That's super cool. That's super cool. And of course, there would always be criticism. One thing about music,
Oh, yeah.
Everybody cannot dig your style. That's just the truth. No matter how much of a hard work you put into your music, everybody cannot dig it. So you just need to understand that. So I think what really helps keep a band going is those that dig your music, appreciate what you do, and they're able to, support you in any way that they can, by probably streaming your songs, buying your stuff and all of that, your merch and all of that. Always that support from the bands. That's the most important thing for a band, and that's something that keeps a band going.
Oh, yeah.
That's the truth. In as much as you cannot get everybody to like your music, everybody cannot hate your music as well. I mean, there will definitely be some set of people that love what you do, and once you are able to satisfy this set of people, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Good. So there's no point trying to pressure yourself, to try to get everybody to like. It's not possible. It's not possible.
Yeah. And I always make sure to thank, and I've seen people that have given our album a rating of like 5 or 6 out of 10, and I'm just like, you know what? Hey, thank you for at least checking it out. Like, you know what? It wasn't your cup of tea. That's fine. But you know what? I at least appreciate people giving it a spin. And I would rather someone try it and not like it than just never try to listen to it at all. So
that's true.
I'm fine with that.
That's true. That's true. That's nice. All right, so we'll move on to the next question. What are the challenges that you've faced with being consistent, as a band, and how have you guys been able to overcome that challenge? Because every band definitely have challenges. So, what are some of your challenges, as a band?
Yeah, definitely. Starting a band around COVID was tough, but also around the same time this band started, I became a father, which is a good thing. I'm not saying it's not, but it comes with its own set of challenges. You totally adjust into this new life, and you don't have that free time anymore where you can just go whenever you want to practice. You can book shows literally whenever. Have to adjust a little bit. We've gotten offers for a lot of shows in different states, and I've just had to say like, I can't make it at this time just because of my current life schedule, and I really don't want to leave my wife hanging for long periods of time to be a solo parent. Co-parenting is definitely something her and I do very well together, and I don't want to. I don't want to feel like she's alone and I'm off doing what I love while she has to be a parent. So that's been really the biggest thing. I mean, truthfully, Caleb doesn't have any kids or anything, so he's got more of a wide open schedule. Again, before I had my daughter, I had time to do whatever, whenever, but just adjusting to life, and just we set up this band the way we did because it was more convenient for us, and it does provide flexibility, which is really nice. But yeah, definitely just needing to find the balance of, I want to be there as a father, I want to be there as a partner, and I don't want her to feel like, I'm just putting my hobbies ahead of anything like that.
I completely understand. But that's one of the sacrifices that come with parenting. So I'm not a father yet, so I'm not a father yet. So I can't say I relate. But I know someday I could be a father. So what you're saying might, happening to me. So something that I might, relate to.
Yeah.
In the future.
It's an adjustment for sure.
You're doing good. You're doing good. I mean, to be able to mix parenting along with your personal work, and also making music with the band, it's tough. it's really
Hmm.
tough. It can be challenging, and I'm impressed about how you're able to combine all of these things and try to make everything work. I
Definitely
I just
trying my
can
best,
wrap.
that's for sure.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm trying to imagine all of this. Like I just cannot wrap my head around how you're able to put a balance between all of them. Like it's incredible. It's
Yeah,
incredible, man.
it does take a lot of extra thinking and planning, and I mean really just having a dedicated my wife is very dedicated to letting me do the things that I love, and she's seen how much this music has meant to me, and she never wants to take that away from me. My daughter's starting to discover my drum set music and stuff, so it's transferred over into my personal life too, for the better. It's just more of me not wanting to seem selfish with this, essentially.
Yeah, I understand. I completely understand. So I think I have about three more questions for you before
Okay.
we call it a day. So the next question I have for you, a passage for trumpets, which is a song that I reacted on a while back. Um, I was surprised when you guys featured Adam Warren of Oceano in it. Like I was like, wow, this is huge. Really, this is huge.
Yeah, it was
And really,
huge.
I find it very fascinating. So tell me, how were you guys able to, bring Adam into the project? How were you guys able to convince him to join the project? Like, it's something that I've been very curious to wanting to know.
Yeah, so Adam has been a huge influence of mine I mean, since MySpace days back. I probably discovered his band in '06, '07, and loved his work ever since. And so I recently discovered this wonderful app called Twitch. And so I
Twitch.
go on Twitch, I watch people, and Adam streams on Twitch. And one thing I've realized is that Adam and some other people, Hardcore Keems on Twitch, Metal Burb is another guy, these people, they go on Twitch and they ask you to submit your music for reactions. And so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So, one day Adam did that and I submitted my own music. I always submit my own music. I want to get myself out there to their audience and to them. And, it's just like, it's free publicity essentially, whether people like it or
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I submitted it to him. He started losing it. He loved our song. And I was like, I'm going to shoot my shot. And I just asked him in the chat. I just said, hey, would you ever do a feature for a band like this? And he saw my message, and live on Twitch, he just goes 100%, message me, let's get it done. And
Mm,
I
mm.
was like, holy crap.
Wow, wow,
So I did. I hit
wow.
him up immediately. And it was a process to finalize the song, get everything done. But the coolest part was he was getting ready to record his vocals, and he goes, hey, I do live vocal recordings on Twitch. Do you mind if I record my feature to you guys live on Twitch? I was like, you bet your ass you can. That would be awesome. so so he did. He recorded his feature live on Twitch and then sent us over the recordings, and we mixed it and everything. But I would say, we had 5 really good features on this album. I definitely think having Adam on it helped propel us to like where I was talking about how this release was huge for us, biggest reach I've ever had. I think Adam does have a part in that, because you see Adam on an album and you're like, yeah, I gotta check that song out. So, it's like a
Yeah.
dream come true having him do that for us, and really just such a down to earth guy. Seriously, I recommend anyone watching this that has Twitch, go follow and subscribe to his Twitch channel. He will interact with you on chat. He is such a cool guy. And of course, listen to Oceano, because they're badass.
I know Oceano, definitely. I know Oceano. I've been listening to this guy since like high school. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of Adam, and the mere fact that he's a black vocalist in the community just blows my mind. I love black
He was
vocalists a lot. Vocalists who
he
are
was the first black vocalist that I really saw. Truthfully, he changed mine and so many of my friends' perspective. Like, because honestly, up to that point, most frontmen in bands were white, and
yeah,
I saw him and I heard just like how brutal his vocals were, and I was like, oh my god, like, and ever since then, I see so much more diversity, and Adam probably wouldn't be like, yeah, I started the diversity, but like for me and some other people I know, he was what sort of opened our eyes to like, you
yeah,
know not all front men need to look the same. You know, we
Same,
can,
yeah, yeah.
and he just opened so many eyes, and I really think he influenced a lot of people. I don't know if he'll admit it because he's humble, but I really think he influenced a lot of people to step up and sort of just create the diversity that we see today. So I give him huge props for that.
That's true. I agree with you completely, man. I agree with you. All right. So the next two questions. The this one I'm gonna ask you. What are the challenges that you've encountered, with daily struggles of life? I mean to say, and putting your dreams as a band.
Yeah, it
Have
does
you
sort
been
of
able
circle
to,
back. It does sort of circle back to the parenthood aspect for me. Also, I'm only in Serling. Caleb is in a few other bands. So he tries to make sure he devotes time. We have a lot of friends that play music, and so Caleb has a studio. He's got a billion instruments in the downstairs of his house. So I mean, anyone could come over and jam any instrument anytime. So, he's also in the band 30 Seconds Go. He's got some other things he's working on too that haven't come out just yet, but hopefully will soon. And so, you know, it's the we're both wanting Serling to work, and we're trying to put it out as much as possible, but we also want to give attention to other things in our lives too, and not, I don't want my wife or daughter to feel neglected because I love music and want to
yeah,
focus on. He doesn't want his other projects to feel neglected, because of Serling. And so, those are definitely our biggest challenges. But I mean, we have a really good support system that helps us out and tells us, just keep doing what you're doing, because it's
keep doing,
clear you
doing,
love
yeah,
it. It's clear other people are liking it too. So, it makes you guys happy. So keep going.
yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. That's so awesome. That's so awesome to hear for you. So the last question I have for you, what are the goals for Sterling in the near future?
Yes. So we want to keep pumping out music. Uh, we recently, through Semi Collective Records, got our first ever vinyl pressing for our EP. So, I mean, I think that sort of helped us with our goals of, like, one day we'd love our full length to be on vinyl. We would love for everything we release to be on vinyl, really, if we could, because Caleb's a huge vinyl collector. Even though streaming is really like the big thing right now, we love putting out tangible media and tangible music that people can collect, because we do have a lot of people that like us and, you know, collect certain music. And so we just want to keep getting ourselves out there as much as possible. We lately we've had, because all of our songs are named and written after certain Twilight Zone episodes, we've had a lot of artists, some bigger, some smaller, reach out to us and say, hey, I would love to do this episode with you if you're ever going to do it. So,
Mm,
we want to keep doing that, keep growing our reach, and keep collaborating with artists that have inspired us, that we like, and that, just want to tell the story of these episodes. So, I think the future is really bright for us, and I think that the more people we can collaborate with, the more we can get our music out there. I mean, I think that we're already in a pretty good spot. I think I mean, sky's the limit from here.
yeah, right, right. That's cool. That's cool. And it really will be awesome to collab with you guys someday.
Hey, let's make it happen.
All right, we can, we can. Well, it's just unfortunate that I don't live in your country. I know, maybe maybe someday it could happen. I
Hey,
wish you
maybe
were here.
someday.
Would have been more easier if you were here, but the mere fact that we are in distant countries kind of brings about the challenge, But I'm still not writing it off yet. I believe someday it could happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so do
fingers
I.
crossed.
And if we bring you to the States, you come to the States at any point, we're going to bring you by the studio.
That would be freaking awesome. That would be freaking awesome, really. Thank you so much, man, for availing yourself for this interview. It means a lot to me. Thank you so, so much. I know you are
Absolutely,
very
man. Thank
busy.
you for having me. And just thank you for,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
you've helped put our music out there. You've reacted to it. You shared us with people on your channel and, your network. So sincerely appreciate that. It really means a lot. And I can't thank you enough.
don't mention, man. Don't mention, man. And I can't thank you enough, too. I mean, you're a busy person, but, you still made out time out of your busy schedule to have this chat with me. It means a lot, man. Thank you so much once more.
Absolutely. Anytime.
You're welcome, man. So, guys, thank you for sticking around. If you were able to watch the end of this interview, so we call it a day today. Well, before I go, if this is your first time, hearing about this band, I'll drop your links in the description below, so you do well to follow the band, all of their socials, and check out their stuff. These guys are fucking amazing. So I have to go now, man. Say bye to the guys. So
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone.
peace, man.
There must be something in all of these rumors.